Hello students, welcome to the class. In the previous class, we have discussed about the channels of education: informal, formal and non-formal education. In this class, we are going to discuss about the formal education system in India, a historical perspective and as it is the colonial India. As we know, formal education is the education which is imparting through the formal education institutions called schools, colleges and universities, etc. Education in ancient India, the language of medium or medium of instruction is Sanskrit. Particularly, some elite group of society have able to receive the education from the learned persons. There is no trained teachers. There was no any formal rules and regulations for imparting education, but the Sanskrit was the medium of instruction. Pali and Prakrit were also practicing or using to impart education. In those days, the main subjects of formal education system are Vedas, Upanishads, Mahakavyas, Niti Shastras, etc. A person who wants to claim himself as a learned person, then he has to know about the Vedas, Upanishads, Mahakavyas and Niti Shastras, which are framed by the learned persons like Yajnavalkya and Kaushika, etc. In those days, the education centers were Takshashila, Nalanda, Vikramashila, Ujjain, Rajagruha, Kanchi, Purushapura and others. These are well known as educational centers in ancient India. The most prominent kings and the writers in those days were educated from these education centers only. Formal education is not a new concept for Indian society. We are also practicing formal education system, but not in the manner of what we are knowing today. Today's formal education system was implemented by colonial rulers. Let us have a look on the agents of modern education in India. The agents of modern education may be classified into three. First one is the British government or colonial government. The second one, Christian missionaries. Third one, Indian intellectuals and reformers. Those were educated through Christian missionaries as well as the government institutions which are set up by the colonial government or colonial rulers. These are the three agents of modern education in India. Then first of all, as we already discussed, in olden days or ancient India, the medium of instruction was only Sanskrit, and some elite group of society can only able to receive the education. But when the colonial rulers established schools and colleges, they are free or open the school to all the sects of the society without having any discrimination, caste, creed, etc. The first important formal education Magna Carta is regarded as the General Committee of Public Instruction in 1823 and the Macaulay's Minutes, which is implemented the English as the medium of instruction in Indian continent. Vernacular languages were set aside. From the acceptance of Macaulay's Minutes, the new era of English education was begun in 1954 after the Charles Wood Dispatch. Then replacement of Persian and introducing English as official language through the recommendation of Macaulay's Minutes in 1839-35. Beginning of Macaulaysm. Macaulaysm means what we are receiving, the education system. It's the contribution made by Thomas Babington Macaulay, one of the learned person from the British government. In 1854, Charleston Dispatch came to existence. It's also regarded as the Magna Carta of English education in India. Bombay, Madras and Calcutta University were set up in 1857 after the recommendation of Charleston Dispatch. In all provinces, education departments were set up. Provincial governments are forced to set up education departments or public instruction to impart quality educations to the persons those who are neglected by the elite society who are already received the education from the time immemorial through Sanskrit only. British India witnessed rapid westernization of education system with European headmasters and principals in schools and colleges. After the appointment of Western headmasters or European headmasters and principals, colonial rulers has witnessed the drastic changes in education system of India. It made rampant changes in education patterns. Education commissions were set or framed or constituted by the colonial rulers are Hunter Commission in 1882, University Commission in 1902, Calcutta University Commission in 1917, Indian Disabandment Committee in 1923 and Sargent Plan in 1944. These are the main commissions which are only set for the development of education, that particularly in formal education in India. As we are already enjoying the formal education system from the state government as the central government, and education is considered as the concurrent list, state and the central government has equal rights to frame rules and regulations for imparting education to the persons. This system has its roots in colonial India, what we are calling in mechanism. Mechanism is nothing but imparting English education to the Indian society. After that only the India has become something empowered by receiving the westernized education system. Unless the colonial rulers were unable to implement education system, formal education system in India, so much more sect of the society could not able to receive the formal education. Because of that, we have to go to the British rulers or colonial rulers, those who are set to the formal education system, and give chances to receive a good education for the oppressed classes, women and etc. In this class we have discussed about the formal education system in India, that particularly in ancient India and as well as the colonial India. What are the commissions which are constituted by the colonial rulers, and what is the meaning of Macaulay minutes? Macaulay minutes is nothing but imparting education through medium of English. These are the things we are discussed during class. Thank you for listening. Thank you.